Depressing, sad, everything comes under Judy terms, everything always looks like this. Yeah, did you just see a number that says zero? That's worth it. We are back, and now I'm Stanley
All of his
Purple.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
It
Stanley
means
decided to go to the meeting room.
Stanley.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It means Stanley's a beaut. Hell yeah. I know. I expected new content that was lost in the last video. That is new content. Mr. Stanley Purple Ultra Deluxe. I expect more, but not like this. In the door quietly saying new content. I want like the stories, more endings, more content. Like the last video, online son Stanley. I'm famous, but not like it. The weirdo say new content and having.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Wait, what? You kept the door from there to there, huh? Okay. Oh. Your place.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Okay.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Yeah.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of
Hell
Stanley
yeah.
Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
And I'm sorry to say my voice is now extremely breaking right now. You make it like this because my voice is breaking.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just a mesmerizing adventure.
I think so. Well, yes, sit. I'm too heavy.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Yeah. This elevator ugly. So ugly it sucks.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Bitch.
Mostly tedious.
You
It's as if
bitch.
Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Okay. Hell yeah.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Cool. Great. Wait, can you jump? Oh, let's go. Woo. Woo. Whoa. I can jump. I think I'm not going to waste any more jumps. Why they have limited?
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Wait. Go back. I'm going to use all of them. Wait. Well, this is extremely broken. I see. They didn't think of that.
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, Initial impressions of this game are not
I
good.
definitely
It's
positive.
just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content?
Yeah.
If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yeah.
Where?
I knew
Uh-oh.
there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Yeah. Come on. What to say? You gotta expect this much in a walking simulator.
That's it?
What?
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game?
Don't.
Try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No fools, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
What? This is completely different. Yeah, I do. And the game froze. I hate Mondays. Yeah. Mondays after one day of full rest and a peaceful, calming day in your house and want to go to the work on the next day. Pretty depressing.
Psst!
What?
Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
Hey man, that's pretty sus, right? Oh, cool. Okay. Epic. Hey, that's even more sauce than the imposter's sauce.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new ultra-deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Hey man, so sus, I'm going back. Or not. This is so weird.
I
Oh
call
my.
it the memory zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Yeah, that's truly an experience. Totally believable, isn't it? The Stanley Parable launch on PC. You don't need a memory zone. You need your big mind, which everyone has in their life.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Good. Lectures Edison. What is hard? Huh. Wait. The British Company of the Flaming Toast and all. I wanted the Stanley Lost of Us. Hey! Yeah, totally believable. They did not do Lost of Us. Lost of Us doomed to sue. That on what, right? Stanley Parable does. I don't, Stanley, I played it, so that's that game's, a trip down the memory lane. Ah, 90 cents of my controller. I want it right now. I want 10,000 copies of this $1. The demonstration, yeah, which I'm going to upload. The video game releasing today. Let's go. Los Angeles time. Yeah. What? That's what to say. The most unwanted and most horrifying and terrifying choice to get your photo in there. Oh, great. I don't want to get copyright.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
You can find this exact same thing in your 10 hours of content with nothing but a black screen with the millions of dollars to the creator with the millions of views, which gives them thousands and thousands of dollars. That the small YouTuber looks at them, how frustrating it will be. You can't earn a $1, but to earn. I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to get angry.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.
I always be
Stanley
someone.
Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Oh, good old days. Source. Carfax, Texas. Great. Well, I'm going to get out of here. The serious room that I can get if I only had. I'm crying. I had cheats.
These were simpler times, Stanley.
Yeah.
What I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
It's down here.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
No. Come in. The screw. Alright, sir. You're scaring me. Have you ever wondered who's going to come here and drink his tea? Juice.
Oh no. God, no. Stanley is a collection of reviews from Steam,
No,
the online
Steam!
video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Never. Do not expect Steam people to do. They're so toxic, they're so nuclear, they're so bionic. They will literally destroy the whole world if they're how they are in the Steam. They will be in real life. The whole world will be nuked right now. Full of toxicity, nuking. Steam, how matter how best you are, no matter how best your game is number one on Steam, whenever you go down, you're going to only see the thumbs down button saying this game sucks. This game haven't even proved I knew it.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny!
Unfunny!
Trying to be funny? I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Unfunny! You suck. Go to hell. Oh no. Oh no.
Okay, let's see what this one says.
Great.
Well, the idea for the game is good. For someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. To be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These
don't worry.
marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure.
No.
Like I let these people down. Perhaps
I do.
the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Man, your game is the best. It's the weirdest game I have ever seen. Whenever I thought, now this current time is 12 o'clock, whenever I said the time to 12 o'clock is the default time, the game thinks I'm not even taking the time to change the time. But the real time is absolutely 12 o'clock. Hope you get it, what I'm saying. Did I went in the wrong way? Which is what? Oh, great. The stairs are everything apart. Then what about the thing that's over there?
What's this one got to say?
49.
You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely.
No, I feel something bad about
I
this.
can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews.
Whoa!
Today, and it's always been. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
I don't feel good about this. Can you please? I definitely don't. What? Ugh.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you,
I did it.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto.
What is this?
I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person?
You want me to skip because you're dragging so long? You think I'm gonna skip? I feel something bad I'm not doing.
Choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look. I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go.
Let's go.
Treatise, manifesto, treatise, manifesto, treatise, manifesto, treatise, manifesto, treatise, manifesto, treatise, manifesto, treatise, manifesto.
Wait, I gotta check. Seems like they're not getting
manifesto. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button.
That's gonna be great.
Imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game.
Okay, now
you are not on redemption. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer.
Oh, no.
That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about.
I know. I feel something bad.
I
now
do
this
suggest
is what I
not
told.
to press the button again. I think the skip button has been...
I didn't press the button.
Stanley!
Wait.
There's no...
Did you notice that?
Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone.
What?
I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you
And
keep
some
pressing
lights
it, I
that
have no
are
idea
dead.
what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than
No.
anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it, and I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter...
Oh no.
You're back! Oh my
You're
goodness.
old.
I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks.
It's scary.
I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right?
Yeah. That's how always it be. Well?
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome.
Hello?
I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the...
Shut up. So I would say...
It's what I can only describe...
Okay, just going to skip it. What's the sound? Oh, it's storming. Huh? Why is it ringing? For some weird reason. Oh, it's not syncing. I have a feeling that this place is getting
But they didn't
abandoned.
understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their...
Don't talk. What in the video? It's not sync. I know it's syncing. I think that place is going to break after 10,000 years.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
If someone was here, they would be terrified.
End is never the end.
I knew it! This place is started sinking! It's going to break! I knew it! Broken down! Well, it's pretty cold in this storming, raining. Finally some light. Ooh.